Detroit. It's right now 6 minutes after the hour. Going right back to the phone lines. There is a new program that I went down to Fregstar. They got what they call a gift program that makes home buyer more attainable, and it is that they give you your first. They lower your out-of-pocket expense and fees on the new mortgage. They basically give you the down payment as a gift on your mortgage. And so if you really want more information, just call Miss Jackson. And this is the number, 832-7971, 832-7971. And I'll get this out to you again. But it's really trying to get you to get your home, and they'll pay the down payment. The other thing I need to get to you is that there is a pilgrimage to the Holy Land that's going in April, and this is an experience of a journey in Israel, round trip ticket, at 4-star hotel, and a guide, transfers, all that's just good stuff. And again, the telephone number for this, those of you, and I understand she's getting a lot of calls about this, so I'll take you, understand she's 837-9258. If you want more information about the Holy Land trip in April, 837-9258. And I'll try to get that to you as well. Right now, 49 degrees on both sides of the street here in the city of Detroit. And tomorrow, about 43 degrees on Sunday. Monday, about the same it is today. No rain in the forecast. Caller, thank you for your patience. How are you this morning? Good morning. Yes, good morning. Yes, you're on the air.
You know, I don't hold the mayor responsible for what's been going on in my life for the last 40 years, but I hold him responsible for the last 3 to 4 years with this police chief and his crime they got out the city. I can't fault the mayor because a knucklehead knocked somebody upside their head for their purse, but when you got a police chief to come up with strategy with these crooks out here in the street, all the people in the neighborhood, can he pacify the people? Well, sure, downtown is fine. I worked downtown for 40 years. I ain't talking about downtown. But can you pacify the people that's got to walk their kids to school in the dark? Can you pacify the people that's got to walk past these vacant lots? Can you take some of these policemen that you have when you have these big games downtown and put them in the neighborhood? I sit on the front porch. I don't see no police nowhere. It wasn't like that back in the early 70s. If these crooks in this city was going down there knocking them white folks down their head at Blue Cross and Blue Shields and at the Renaissance, you'd have so many police down there than you got now. You think the nasty guys was there. Take care of the crime in the city. That's why folks are leaving here. It's bad enough you ain't got no power over the water. The city council president was on the show saying, well, we don't have no power. Well, you talking about what the city council can do. Can they all get together with the mayor and say, let's try to do something with this crime? I know he can't do nothing with people's attitude because it comes from the home first, but can he do anything about the crime? Yeah. Thank you very much.
And a good call, and I appreciate the call. Call you in touch. How are you this morning?
Doing pretty good. I think the callers are saying to you, Reverend Holley, they see the development downtown and in the state of Michigan has developed on their backs. And all this laughing and grinning downtown is on their backs. When they took the water company system, they took jobs. When I gave you the programs, the tax subsidies they got, this is another word for welfare. We had to make that make up that shortfall. So what we're seeing an invert relationship. We're seeing they're developing on our backs. We already had systems. We already had employment. And they got an article I read, I think I read it on your show. City Hall jobs up for grab. But the current workers down there is not guaranteed to keep their job because they're not qualified, those black workers. And we're going and they had in 2013 they had 8,000 active city workers. Last year, the Census Bureau said it was 9,000 and some hundred. Those are all white workers. And they are foreign black workers. That's what the people are talking about.
Yeah.
People are talking, when you talk about jobs, training, they seeing people going downtown working, don't have no education. Then they say, what is he talking about? That it don't take no training to be a maid, to be a janitor, to be a bartender. And don't tell me that the people out here don't want it because they ain't got no jobs. Yes, they want those jobs. But those jobs, and then we got so-called leaders, the preachers. They're not the leaders of the community. We didn't vote for the preachers that they stick in our face. Nobody. You're a minister over your church. You're a leader over your church. You're not a leader in this community. To be a leader in this community, we got to vote for you or we got to support you. And the masses don't support no ministers. But they'll put a minister and say that's a Negro leader. He's not. He's a leader of his church. And these type of things that the people are griping about. When you talk about lights, we had lights. We had jobs. All in this city. Everything has been taken. And when you say the city council is our representative, they're not our representative. We didn't vote for them. And plus, they don't have no power.
All right, John.
There are boys and girls down there getting crumbs.
Okay.
And that's what we got before us, telling us how good thing is. And when you said just a while ago, they're coming in, we're going out. That's exactly what they did to the Indians. That's what, and you were saying, oh, but let a few of us stay around the saloon like those Indians did. Let's make sure just a few of us stay around there because they're going to put the rest of y'all out. And I can make it because, I'm going to be here. No, you ain't. When your members leave your church, you ain't going to be here. They ain't going to have no use for you.
All right. And you're probably right. You're probably right, Tyrone. You're probably right. First of all, you're right about the fact is that I'm no leader. I'm a leader of the historic Little Rock Baptist Church, and sometimes I'm not sure even about that. But you're absolutely right. And I will agree with you that I don't, and I will certainly. I don't claim to be, don't want to be. I'm just here try to do a job here and try to make myself useful when I come on the air. That's all. The other thing I'm just saying to you is this, and that is that I went to went to the I'm not going to call the agency. I went to an area that has a bunch of people working. There, for the most part, because I bought the school the business school into the city of Detroit called Clary University. And so I brought this business school in, and so I basically went to this area that had maybe about 300, 400 employees, and many of them African Americans, and many of them been there, say for 10 years or more. And so, but they needed to have updated skills, because things begin to change. The technology changed. A lot of things was changing, and so I offered this, and they wouldn't, and they're to sign a letter and to say that we could come in and give them this free, and they would not accept it. they're happy, they're satisfied being where they've been, and because for the most part, the union protect many of them. And that's fine. I'm not anti-union. I'm just saying it protects them. But when it comes down to the point when you got these jobs that's coming and technology comes in, that if you can't handle this, you're going to the union, they won't let you go, but they put you in an area that you'll be less paid and certainly less appreciated. So I'm just saying to you is, you see the difference, the problem that you guys got with me is that I just don't come here and just talk and just talk. I'm really participating. I really try to make a difference. I'm nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm not trying to boast that I'm just saying to you is because I really care. I really care. And so when you talk to me, you're not just talking to somebody that just come with the mic in his mouth and a telephone in front of me and all this kind. But I just want you to understand every single day that you try to make a difference. You know that I used to own a convalescent home. I used to own a strip mall. I used to own a food company. I could go on and on and on. And it wasn't about, and you said, well, Reverend, it's because you did poor management. No, nothing to do with poor management. It was poor support. And I'm just saying to you is that, and that's okay. I'm okay. But what I'm saying to you is that when you're talking to me about what's going on in this city, I understand, my son brother. I'm participating. You know, I'm trying to make sure that I had 28 people signed up on this show for the job at the arena downtown. $10 an hour. $10. I know what you're saying, Tyrone. You did $10 an hour, but some people need $10 job or $10 job security. 3 people out of the 28 promised me. They promised me they would be there on Saturday. I had this guy come all the way in from Ohio to meet with the people. 3 of the people showed up out of the 28. One of them was drunk as a jitterbug. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just talking what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. And I'm just saying to you is that that's just one situation. I could go on and on and on. I'm just saying to you is, my sisters and brothers, we can sit here and we got. I'm so glad that we got most of our young people that got the right attitude. I'm so glad about it. What I'm trying to do is lift up those who basically don't have the right attitude and change the attitude and try to lift them up to get them back into the race of economics. You know, when I see somebody at McDonald's come to work every single day, I be trying to recruit them to Wayne County Community College District. You know, when I see a guy over the holidays, give me to eat some turkey, I want to know, are you working? If you're not working, if you're not going to school at 18 years old, why you're not going to school? And I can assure you that if you want to do both, you can do both. Because at some point or another, you got to understand is that when you're 18, you end up being 19. And one day you're going to be 27. Another day you're going to be 37. And you're still going to be in the same situation if you're not careful. You don't let your youth, don't waste your youth. I wish I hadn't. You don't waste your youth. And so I'm just saying to you is, and Tyrone, if I had the technology to go back and talk about what we talked about 20 years ago, I would tell you the same stuff that you talked to me today is the same stuff you talked to me about 20 years ago. If I had the technology to go back and go over these conversations that we have had down through the years. I've been doing this for almost 27 years. And I'm just saying, if I go back 20 years and I can and had the technology, I can tell you this, that most likely I could pull pull up the tape. Pull up the tape and share you that what you're saying today is the same thing you said 20 years ago, and some of you the same way. Same way. And that's all we've been, and that's all I hear. That's all I hear. You know, that's what I hear. And I'm just saying to you, and I feel like that's what I've been doing, preaching the same thing, same sermon for 20-some years. And that is trying to make sure that African-American people understand that things are changing. I remember I had a program called Project Get, and they're trying to get young women who have children, getting them to understand that welfare is changing. Let's get a job. Let's get a GED. Let me get you in college. I did it for 3.5 years, and basically got in trouble with the government because I was basically trying to make sure I could get them where they wanted to go. And I'm just telling you, my son, brother, day after day, trying to get them to understand things are changing, and so they have. They have. And one of the things we got to understand, this city, whether you like it or not, I wish that it would be like it was when Coleman Young was mayor. I wish it would be like it was when he was there. I wish. No doubt about it. No doubt the impact that he made and the impact that black people made on him and vice versa, because he loved us. He loved us. Unlike a lot of politicians who really don't really love us, they just basically use us. But he really loved us. And I wish, but it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna have that. We're not gonna, those days are gone. Although I wish they weren't, but they're gone. And I'm just saying to you is that you can sit here, the Tyrones of this world, and I love you some Tyrone. In fact, I'm asking you to be the first person that I give the 30 minutes to in January, if you like. But I'm saying to you is that I love you, but I want you to understand, my friend, things are changing. They're changing, and black people got to change with the things that's changing. It's got to change. We got to change. And if we don't, we're going to be left behind. That's what I'm saying. And I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. That's all. Caller, thank you for your patience. How are you?
Yeah, we have to change, and a lot of us have changed. The thing is, I've been involved just as long as you, and I come on the show with a co-host with Tyrone. We be on 33. Everybody know who I am. I got many black business, many skills. So then the brother that called in earlier talking about he feels sorry for me in the slum. I could have been left here. I retired. I retired. I was a truck driver. I went to school for plumbing. I went to school. I did electrician. So don't feel sorry for me. That's the problem. Reach back and teach one. I could have been left Detroit out of 60-something years. I stayed here for the elementary kids, the schools and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He talking about what we can do in the community. I go on the corner, sweep the streets up and everything. I shovel snow for, up and down the street and don't get paid for it. So don't speak and say, feel sorry for me, because I could have left here a long time ago. I own business now. I don't get black support business, but I ain't going to put them down because everybody don't want what I have. Everybody ain't going to buy what I have. But you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is I'll go to my Spivey. I done went to him many times. I done went to city council with me and Eastside Lake. So don't say, do you go to the meeting? I go to them. I've been going there when they tell us we have 2 minutes and everything. They told us we had to get out and everything. I fight for my community. So if you don't know, if the guy don't know me, don't say nothing. Right. I worked hard, and I could have been left here and left Detroit and say the heck with all this junk in Detroit and move somewhere else. And been comfortable with me and my wife. I stayed here. My daughter got killed last year here in the city for backing out of a parking space. So don't tell me what I don't do. I didn't see none of y'all come out when my daughter got killed last year and support me. But, you know, one thing I can't say, Minister Malik came out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see none of y'all come out when my daughter got shot in the brain last year for backing out of a parking space. So don't tell me that I'm not out here fighting. We need more officers. You take $34 million of taxpayers and give it to a billionaire, but our schools is closing. We can't get police in our community. Don't tell me. Y'all sit up here and talk about what we need to do, what they need to do. We paying taxes. I'm talking about with my tax dollars. You took grant and turned them into loans for senior citizens to fix their house up. Don't tell me. Y'all don't tell me what I ain't doing. I'm out here fighting worse, more than all y'all. I'm in a street fight with the criminals, trying to get them to change. So don't tell me people ain't doing. Don't label everybody the same in the city of Detroit, because certain ones come to you or whoever else that's not participating, because there's a lot of them that is. It sounds like the news on here. The news only show the bad parts. Speak on all the good people that do come out. We only speaking on the bad. I'm not waiting on nobody to come save me. I'm saving myself. That's why I went to school. I got 4 different trades. I brought myself up. I wasn't waiting on the mayor, the city council, because they ain't gonna give us a darn thing. They ain't been giving us nothing. They ain't gonna give us nothing. My thing is, take care of me with my tax dollar. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I'm saying I can't tear no house down. That's not my job to tear down houses over here where I'm at. When kids walking to school and parents walking in the dark and there ain't no police out here and we have to sit on the porch. Where's our tax dollar at with that? That's what I'm talking about. It's downtown. Where's it at in the community? When kids over here got to walk through shootings and all that. So people don't call in with that stupid stuff.
Right,
call in with something you know. And if you don't stay here, don't speak on it. You left here, don't speak on it. I stayed here. I could have been left here.
Thank you,
I stayed here, even though my daughter got killed last year.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And thanks. I still stay here. So don't call in with nonsense stuff to me. Thank you for taking my call.
All right. The caller, thank you. Call me. You're on the air.
Good morning, Rev Holley. How are you?
Just fine. Thank you for calling.
Okay. Now, you mentioned you mentioned Coleman Young, and that's exactly whom I was going to speak about. Coleman Young had the blueprint for this city to be one powerful black city. Okay? We were on our way under Coleman Young. The question is, what happened when Coleman Young got out of office? Now, I contend that what happened was the powers that be said Detroit would never have a strong leader like Coleman Young if it's left up to us. Therefore, they ushered in, what's his name, Dennis Archer, which sat back and let them get rid of the residency. This is when the unraveling of the city of Detroit began for black folks. They put people in office. I do believe that the election has been rigged ever since Coleman Young was out of office. Coleman Young told us to vote for Sharon McPhail. Now, if everybody loved Coleman Young, why would they vote for Archer, who he told us what Archer was about? You don't want Archer. He's going to dance and I hate to be this way, to the white man's tune. So it's not logistic for black folks to go against a leader who they love and vote against who he told them to vote against. So, okay, we get Archer in here, they get rid of residency, that's when all the tax dollars start going out. Then Kwame Kilpatrick, I don't know what his deal was. I think he was with them, but he did something, so they made him pay with the 28 years. Then we got Dave Bing, and he gave away the store with a consent agreement. Dave Bing did not live in the city of Detroit. Why in the world would he want to come here and be the mayor? Why? He was summoned as well to come in here, sit back, and let these powers that be, the Illiches, whomever, control the city. We don't have any black power in this city. That's the whole problem. We had a public lighting department. We had the water department. We owned the arts. We owned everything. And because they sat up here and got some boulets or sellouts or whatever you want to call them, and they let them come in here, and this is why we're in the state we're in right now. Black people had jobs. City workers were making good money. City workers are making good money. The teachers are making, all these black folks were making good money in the city of Detroit. So now all of a sudden everything is privatized. You know what that means? People that don't live in the city get the jobs. The people that live in the city don't have any jobs. We gained some wealth under Coleman Young. He devised a lucrative pension plan for black folks. His goal was to make black folks wealthy. And in fact, he did make, from what I hear, about 24 millionaires while he was in office. some of them that went on the side of Duggan against Coleman Young's son. But explain that to me. But anyhow, we had the wealth in the city of Detroit. Their goal was to unrest the wealth from black folks, and that's what they did. They took out, they compromised our pension. We're the only city in the whole nation that they've done that to. Why? Because we're black and we had money. No other city would, or state let their pensioners be compromised like that. Why us? So there was a plan. There was a master plan. And one last point, I do not believe Duggan won that first election against Napoleon. It doesn't make any sense. Benny Napoleon was the golden boy, so to speak. He had a reputable reputation as a law enforcement leader, stellar reputation. Everybody knew him. He was well known. And you mean to tell me a white suburbanite came in here and won as a write-in? I don't believe that. So let's be, as kids say, let's keep it 100. Thank you very much.
All right. You do know that you're right. Benny Napoleon is a golden person, no doubt about that. But you do know he supported the mayor on the second go round. You just want you to know that you may feel that way, my sister, and you got a right to feel that way. But also, he didn't feel that way, and that's the reason why I'm saying to you that we can rehearse, and I appreciate any and everything you say in terms of your call, but I need to let you know that again the facts are what they are. Thank you for your patience. Sorry this morning.
Just fine. I can't hardly hear you. But, I agree with the sister. She said a lot. But what I wanted to say is that, some people think that they can leave or run or do something. You can't run anywhere because really the whole country has a challenge to deal with. And I got this from a guy named Corey Good. He was talking about after 1945, the government actually was taken over by Germans. That German philosophy and the state of the world today is dealing. It has to do with that German philosophy, which is basically white supremacy. When we start talking about John Kennedy, that's about, white supremacy. See, and what the guy was saying, Corey Good was saying, you can see it in our everyday activities. So it's not just the what black folks have to do. The whole country has to fight to get the government back to a democratic state, because all this privatization and corporations, all they do is usurp the whole balance of power in the country. And it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. If you say we don't know what's happening in the country, that's true. We really, really don't. And, people talking about leadership, you are a leadership. Anybody that has the initiative to lead, leads. Do what you can do. You can't do everything, but what you can do, you most certainly seem to do it to me, and what you think is correct. But, I think the people have to come together. This country has the moon, which rules people in Aquarius, which has to do with all the different types of people that we have. And our basic weakness has to do with individualism, just this Trump-type individualism, don't care, going around and grabbing women however they want to and doing what they want. It's just stupid stuff, And we have to stop being stupid if we're going to win the government back to our side. White supremacy is over. White supremacy is very deep, and it has to die, because it's either the people die or the white supremacy dies. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
So things are changing, but how are we responding? We still partying. We still talking about I want my government back, all kind of stupid stuff. It's not just Detroit. And Coleman did leave a blueprint
but he left a blueprint for black people, for the world, for the country and the world. So, the sister was saying a lot, and I definitely agree with her.
Yeah.
And we have to respond because things are changing, and we don't have any idea of how much they're changing. I know I came on your show, and I come on a lot of folks' shows, and I talk about the 2024 prediction that was given to me in a dream, and a brother who works with astrology. We came up with these positions independently, and I was wondering what was going to happen to stop everything. And the basic message was whatever we do, we got to do before 2024, because after that, we wouldn't be able to do it. That's what the dream implied. And the only thing I found was Corey Good, and he talks about a solar flash that's going to occur in 2024. Now, what that does, I really don't know, but it's like some kind of crescendo for the entire Earth.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Mike.
So, we need to keep that on our minds.
Right, and I appreciate, and thank you for the call as well. 37 minutes after the hour, Jim Holley here with the Hello Detroit, and we are basically, obviously, we were talking about what's going on in the city of Detroit and what's going on in Washington as well, if you're just joining us. The thing that what I'm more concerned about, not more concerned about, but one of the things I'm concerned about, of course, is that, we can, the people left Egypt, but the Egypt didn't leave the people. And a lot of times that what we have it's been so ingrained in us that somehow, some kind of way, we are out of Egypt, but we still got to get Egypt out of us. We out of Pharaoh's hands, but Pharaoh is in us. And somehow, some kind of way, I think that we need to free not only freedom in terms of physical freedom, but spiritual freedom as well as psychological freedom is what we need as well. Because I just feel that I've been in this world for 73 years. Next week will be 74 years if the Lord lets me see another December the 5th. But and you've seen so much. You've seen so much, and you don't and after seeing so much, you still realize that we're still marching, but we're marching in place. We're not marching. We're marching in place, and so many other people are marching forward, and we're still marching in place, and have the same rhetoric that we were dealing with when I was 20, 21 years old, and I just waiting for somebody to free us, or waiting for somebody to get to help us, and with education and with everything else, and we got 1.9 trillion with a T, and disposable income, and we're still, for the most part, we are in this dilemma, and I just feel this is, well, anyway, I just call it. Thank you. You're in touch. How are you this morning?
Hello.
Yes. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. My name is Joyce. I was born and raised in the city of Detroit. John Conyers is the best we got, and we better stick by him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That he is responsible for Martin Luther King's birthday being made almost a national holiday. No one says anything about it. He is on committees that they will never get back on.
Yeah.
We need to stick behind him. I don't believe what this person has come up with. The amount of money she accepted should be a clue, but we need to get behind John Conyers and keep him in there.
Yeah, and I thank you for the call. I think more than anything, we need to at least find out what happened, and not really just to rush to judgment without basically getting all the facts. Caller, you in touch. How are you this morning? Good morning. You in touch? Yes. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Rev Holley,
Yes.
why do y'all keep on playing this game like y'all don't know what time it is? When I say game, who did Mayor Coleman leave for to be the deputy mayor?
Say what now?
Who did Mayor Coleman leave to be the deputy mayor? Who was his successor?
Adam Shakur.
No, don't even answer the question.
Why?
Because
Adam
when somebody, I'm a Muslim, I'm calling you Reverend. I don't call a man Reverend, but I have a lot of respect for you. But when you talk about Dennis Archer, you never say Judge Dennis Archer, do you? Everybody always say Dennis Archer. Okay, now when the money went over to the feds, you had Judge Rosen. Now I'm asking you now. Now who was the successor to Mayor Coleman? Who did he want to be a successor? He was a judge at the 36th District Court.
Adam
the best
Shakur.
court in the country.
Adam
They
Shakur.
had set up Tixon downtown, all right, with the Muslims. You got a treasury man out there right now. Why are y'all playing games? You know why this city is in the condition it's in. The Muslim Center went against Adam Shakur, Judge Adam Shakur. There's 3 judges in this. Can't you see the 3 wise men? Can't you see the understanding of what they did? Don't you understand that when you rejected your first judge as successor and he's the deputy? Why is it? Let me tell you something. We knew Court Mahi, peace and blood, peace and prosperity be on his life. You understand? But he said a white man was coming in, had to take over the city. It's certain different things. Now his father is a judge, isn't he? Is his father a federal judge?
Yes.
So put it all together. What's the matter with everybody? Everybody keep coming in talking about racism, this and that. You know what racism is at? You should have supported his successor. You always racist. You never thought about supporting his successor. When you saw Dennis Archer, you said, oh, Judge Dennis Archer, he's a Supreme Judge. Why is he going to leave and be a Supreme Judge? You already had a Supreme Judge. He was a Muslim. What's wrong with y'all? He went overseas in Indonesia to the biggest party convention you can have. That's judges, okay? Now you had certain different things. When are y'all gonna stop this clowning, playing, crying, and understand certain different things? You gonna put the woman? Somebody calls up and says, "Oh, the woman was there." She was a lawyer. She wasn't no judge. She was a lawyer. Now I'm saying right now, do you bear witness that Judge Adam Shakur was the deputy mayor? Do you bear witness?
Yes.
Okay, I love you, brother. That's all I got to say.
Call you in touch. How are you this morning? Good morning.
Hey, Reverend Holley.
Yes, how are you?
Reverend Holley, I'm an old man now. I'm 64 years old. I was born right down there at Herman Keeper Hospital. And like you, I've been here all my life. Everybody know about your accomplishments, you know, and I commend you on all of the things you've done in the past. I commend you on the things you do today, but we need you to quit thinking that people are calling on this show talking about you. They're not talking about you. But just like they've seen all your accomplishments, they were here before England got elected. We didn't have any problem with our water before England got elected. We had the best teachers on planet Earth, top school system. We didn't have any problem with our garbage. I was here. We didn't have no problem with lights. I was here. My street is dark now. Before they replaced them lights, I could see from one end of the block to the other. We didn't have no problem. Our problem came with England. That's when Detroit started to decay. You understand? And that is not black people's fault. We didn't have no problems in our schools. We had playgrounds and library, all these things we had before England come. What these people, when they call in here to your show, is they don't understand how you missed that. That's the problem they don't understand. They don't understand how they saw all this decay happen after England got elected. They know that all the elections has been rigged since Coleman Young with the help of Janice Winfrey. You know, any other man gonna come here who's not even a citizen of the city and become mayor. That's impossible. There was no election has been legitimate since. Everybody knows that. They don't understand how you missed it, though. You understand? And today, we praising this man as if he's done something good. We were already good. We didn't need England or any of the things that these previous mayors after Coleman Young have done. They have not done nothing. So they don't understand how you can be rubbing elbows with people we know who are crooks who are solely responsible in dragging the city down to nothing. And then rebirthing it, making it appear, that's all they do is making it appear that they're doing something good. They had to drag it down first. And that's what they did. And thanks for taking my call.
Right. And thank you for the call. Called you in touch her this morning.
Yes. Good morning, Reverend Holley.
Good morning.
I would just like to say this, that the parade was very disappointing. No kind of representation of the blackest city in America. We had the best school system. We also we had the best school system. We also getting targeted. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm a young person in a community. I'm a community organizer. I'm very well skilled. Very well trained. I know the ropes of being in the community as well. I also challenge the mayor. Let me tell you, we had a District 2 meeting. We had a meeting, and your friend, Mike Duggan, was highly disrespectful to elders and young people. He did not want to answer not one question. It's like it's his way or the highway. And with that kind of mentality, being the mayor of the blackest city in America right now, and you're very, how can I say this, very neglectful. You don't want to basically own up to things. I mean, if you can't, take the heat, then get out of the kitchen. Basically, also, I just want to say this. Duggan was put there. I'm going to say this, and this is coming from me. Duggan was put there to finish off. He is going to, what his target is, he is going to try to take over the school system. And by you being a black leader in this community, you need to hold him accountable and make sure that he doesn't do that, because that's his target right there. I'm just letting you know that.
Okay, all right.
I see this.
Okay.
Betsy, the boss, was at that District 2 meeting. What's she doing there? His whole entire, I don't know if it's his whole entire cabinet, but they're black. They don't have any kind of authority. They jump to what he said. They don't hold him accountable. But the leaders in the community need to. I hold him accountable. I always have, always will. I'm a young person, and there's a lot of young people that he don't even recognize. He don't recognize the young people that ran for mayor, young people that ran for city council. It's like if it's not his way, it's the highway for you. He don't even want to acknowledge you. I'm just going to let you know that. And I also want to let you know that what I see is, I'm going to jump back to the parade. With the parade, we only had one band that represented us. And you know where that band came from? That band came from Nashville, Tennessee. We had no kind of representation at that Thanksgiving parade the day before yesterday. And I also want to say this as well. With the school system, we had the best systems. We had we had the best activities. We had everything. Why did they come in and take that away? And I believe that Duggan had something to do with that too back in the day, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, I think
He's put there to take it over.
All right. Okay, I got your point. I got your point. And I'm glad that you're very much. I love the energy, and also as you indicated that you're young. I just know that the school system is not something that he has in mind. And the other thing, of course, is that I used to do the food. I had the food company called Country Preacher. I did 30,000 lunches a day in the Detroit public school system, and Ermark came in, and I was voted out by a black superintendent and a black board. So you understand, Ermark took over. I run the school system. I run the food called Country Food. You can look at the record. I did 30,000 meals a day, and had my trucks and everything right off of Broadway. So I'm just saying to you is that, and I was, Ermark took over, took me out. I had the best bid. I had all of that, everything, but I was voted out by the superintendent and a black superintendent and a black board. So, my sister, I don't know about him disrespecting you or young people or anything like that. I can't respond to that, but I can tell you that no way in the world that a mayor want to leave from here and run the school system. He may leave here and run for senator or run for governor or run for the Supreme Court justice or something like that, but not for the school system. And so, but maybe you know more than I do, and I'm not saying that you don't. But I do want you to understand what the facts of a couple of things that you said that they are. And I see I hear and feel the tension that's in your voice, and that somehow in a way that obviously this mayor has rubbed you the wrong way. I wish you have opportunity to sit down with him and have opportunity to talk to him, and he respects you, and vice versa. And I think that you'll walk away and feel a little bit different than you are right now. But in seeing all of that, I'm saying to you is I was part of the transition from the food thing because, again, I was very hurt as an African American to basically be dismissed by a black school board and a black superintendent. And it wasn't nothing I did. All of my paperwork was in place. I had been doing it for several years, and of course, as I said, Ermark came in and beat me out. Gordon's, I went to Gordon's headquarters and tried to get them to do a joint venture with me, and they told me they didn't need me. I'm just saying to you is that's the reason why I'm saying that you understand that I could write a book and it'd be a bestseller. It may not make the book of the year in terms of New York, but certainly I can tell you what the experiences I've had and how this experience is basically should have been bitter, but it made me better. And I'm just saying to you is, and most of my hurt and my pain did not come from white folks. It really came from people that look like me. And if many of us are very honest, most of our pain that we have basically come with and struggled with really did not come so much from other people as it did from our own people. And that's just the way I feel about it, and that's the way I addressed it because it did make me better rather than bitter. But I'm telling you that I just feel that it is what it is in terms of the politics and how some kind of way, if you can want to come and just help me to develop North End and what we're trying to do. And it's tough. I go to work every single day trying to make something happen. And for the most part, it's a struggle. It's really a struggle. It's really a struggle. And so but struggling is fine. That's how that's how a person that's how the worm get to be a butterfly, a caterpillar. That's how he becomes a butterfly. He got to struggle in the cocoon and to get out of that cocoon, it's a struggle. But you come to realize that the struggle is for the purpose of strengthening him so he becomes a butterfly. He basically has strength in his wings. And that's what it has done for me. But I tell you that indeed, that some of your facts are just off, but I really appreciate the fact that you're still working and that you're participating. I love that about you. I just feel like that indeed, that you ought to think about running for city council, running for something that basically that you feel like you can basically address the cause of all of us here in the city of Detroit. I thank you. I don't have enough time. I've got to get off the air in order to make room for the Attorney Keller. You don't want to ever miss that program. It's just a wonderful program. And I'm always grateful to you for allowing me to have these 2 hours with you here on 8 to 10 on a Saturday morning. Once again, I thank you so much, and I certainly hope that indeed that you know that everything I've said I did with respect for everyone. Thank you so much.